am I? Well, we've all asked ourselves that once or twice in our lives, I'm sure, especially kids. And with me today is marketing entrepreneur and creator of U-ology 101, Jesse Jones, who's actually out there helping these kids find out who they are. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So
Yeah.
tell me about U-ology and what inspired you to create that.
U-ology 101 was actually conceived after I was invited out to speak at Queen's University at a branding and marketing conference they had there a couple of years ago. And I was just talking to a room filled of budding marketers from across the country, talking to them about what I do on a given day in my role, being in marketing and branding. And at the end of my talk to them, I thought I was going to get a lot of the specific kind of book questions, you know, on how to build a campaign or things like that, just those things that they're actually studying in school.
Right.
I got none of those questions. What I got was, how are we going to be able to end up as excited as you are about what you're doing so soon after you graduated from university?
Oh, wow.
And it was at that point that I was thinking to myself, I said, wow, you know, they really want to find something that they love and are passionate about. Yes, we'd like to make, you know, good money doing it, but one of the things they really wanted to know was, how do we get as excited as you seem to be right now? So it was on my drive back from Kingston to Toronto that the concept of U-ology 101 was born, because I thought maybe this is a message I can take to high school students, college students, university students all across the country, because I believe if you're actively thinking about what you're actually passionate about at that age, then you can use that to spur on where your life takes you at the end of the day.
It's really, yeah, so passion is the absolute, the number one thing. I think you have, whatever you do in life, you have to have passion about it. Not to say that we all do things that we don't necessarily like to do on a given day, but if you are passionate about what you're doing, you're going to be successful through osmosis.
Totally. And I think what we're also trying to do with this, and what I'm really trying to do, is re-engineer the way we think about our passions, because a lot of the time society will kind of make us think that a passion should be the hobby or the side thing.
Right.
And what I'm really trying to say is, you know, I learned early on that I had a passion for arts, marketing, entertainment, that type of industry, and I'm now making a life participating in that area of things. So if you can understand early where your passions lie, you can kind of map out your direction and have some kind of a focus, and end up in a situation that you love more so than a situation that you kind of are just being a part of.
You've nailed it. The issue, though, for a lot of kids and a lot of people, even in my age, that is that they don't know what their passion is, or that they haven't discovered it. So how is that the issue, the main issue?
Yeah, I think that's the issue. And with U-ology 101, you know, when I'm talking at, you know, conferences or schools, it really deals with 3 keys.
Okay.
All right, to U-ology 101. And the first one is really uncovering your passion, figuring out, you know, how to, what are the things that you just naturally like? You know, I tell people to put a list together. Right? Just write down the things that you love to do. If that's drawing, if that's, you know,
so whatever
writing,
you like to do,
whatever you love.
Okay, whatever.
Don't even censor yourself. Just kind of put it down. And then at that point, you can kind of start to see where your interests lie. It's really simple, but a lot of us don't ever do that, right? You know, and then the second step is talking about it and how to take those things from, okay, I kind of understand a little bit about where it is I'm interested in. Now I got to talk about it to people who can help me manifest these things, people who are doing those things already, people in our communities, you know, friends, family, whoever that may be. And then the last step is really, you know, being about it and actualizing that dream, and how you can take, you know, from your first and second steps to really putting it out into the world and actually doing it.
So you're actually giving the tool, or the tools, I guess.
Exactly.
So back to your first point. So we write down all of our things that we like, right? And you're saying that there's somehow within, so if it's like reading, bike riding, like whatever it is you love to do, that through it, when you list that, you can actually categorize?
Yeah, and what happens is, you know, naturally whenever I'm trying to think up a new concept for something, I usually just write down all the thoughts and things that I have. Okay. And then from there, you can kind of really begin to pair things together. For example, if you really like bike riding,
right,
and potentially you're really passionate about riding,
right,
you know, some things can come out of that. Maybe
right.
you want to ride professionally,
right.
or you end up writing for a magazine that is specifically about, you know, bike riding and that kind of thing. Those are those areas that you might not see if you don't put it all down and go, okay, there are a few options here. It's not that I just have to be an athlete. I can write about athletes. Right. I can, you know, represent athletes. I can, you know, so it's really about understanding all the different areas that you can go centered around the thing that you're passionate about.
Well, it's a big old world out there, right? And like no matter what it is that you have interest in, there's probably a career out of it. Like
totally.
Right? Right. So when you take that and then you go to your next step, which was the gathering of the information
and talking about it. Yeah.
And seeking out.
Yeah, talking about it is really taking, okay, now that I understand what kind of areas I want to go in, who do I need to speak to? Right. Who are the people that can help me, you know, get to that area? Obviously, the first step is talking to people who are actually doing it already. You know, something very simple, but again, something that we overlook sometimes. And then it's, you know, a matter of you know, building the resources that are going to help you get to that third step.
Well, you know, even here at Rogers, we work with a lot of volunteers. Mm-hmm. And these are kids coming out of high school or in whatever, all the way up to whatever, university and beyond. These are kids that have taken the initiative that actually likes broadcasting,
totally.
Right? Have an interest in broadcasting, so they take the initiative.
Mm-hmm.
I have had and worked with several young people as well, where they call me up and say, you know, I like television or I like interior design or what have you. Can I just meet with you or can I shadow you for
mm-hmm.
a couple of days?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of initiative is so enlightening for young people.
Totally.
Right, and
totally.
That's sort of what you're talking about.
That's
right?
exactly what I'm talking about. I think, you know, kudos to those who would do that. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of, you know, especially being in that high school age where you're nervous about a no.
Yeah.
And actually that's something that a lot of people are nervous about in general.
For sure.
You know, how would I ever reach out to someone who's on television every day
right.
and actually get some sort of a response? So the talking about it stage is not only about, you know, saying that is a great way to get en route to realizing your passion, but it's actually that hump you need to get over because it can really help propel you to making things really happen.
And it could help you sort out whether it's a passion or it's like, no, that's not for me.
Exactly.
Right? That's
exactly.
the great thing.
Exactly.
So how do people reach you?
How do people reach us? We're all over the internet. I mean, in this social media age, we're definitely online. The website is www.u-ology101.com. And especially if there's any teachers watching, you know, educators who are watching, that's definitely the best place to get a hold of us and bring it into your establishment.
Well, teachers really do want to help their kids, their students learn, and also go above and beyond.
Definitely. The message is really about loving what you do.
Yeah. And loving who you are, because if you love what you do, it's part and parcel, right?
Exactly.
Well, thank you very much. Very inspiring.
Thank you so much for having me.
Again, for more information, go to u-ology101.com. We'll be right back. Go kids, go.
Love that, because I had this, maybe you had this, somebody tells you early in life, oh, you can't do that for a living.
Yeah.
You can't do that. It's a stupid idea, or you can never make money at it, or whatever. And you believe those people because you assume they know what they're talking about, and then you get older and you realize, I could have if I'd only just tried.
You know, I mean, half the things I've done in life is because I was too dumb to realize that I wasn't supposed to.
It's great.
But it actually turned into a fantastic path for me, right? And I don't believe in the word can't at all.
Whatever you want to do, you absolutely can do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So don't listen to the can'ts.
Yeah,
They're wrong.
So, yeah. Maybes. You got a few maybes out there that are logical.
Yeah, that would be. He should design a course for people who've kind of lost their way career-wise as adults.
Absolutely.
Don't you think?
I have several friends that that found themselves at a certain stage in their life and thought, is this really where I want to be? Right? And are too afraid to move because of their responsibilities. Right?
But they don't want to waste any more time. They want to enjoy what they're doing.
Hey, we're dead a long time. I would be trying it all.